Maarten Bekkers. Maarten Bekkers from AutoChat. We've worked together in a few things that we've done in the past.
Yes.
And Maarten, before handing you the word, I'm gonna put the Slido on. People have already answered. That's poll number 1 if you want to do it in the chat. Just as a starting point, can an artificial intelligence-driven chat support an online sales process? So here you say yes, but people still are a bit reserved on whether it can do it to the full extent, but certainly to a certain extent it can do it so far. So this is the Slido that came in. People are still voting, so from time to time it changes even. So I would like to give the word to you, Maarten.
Vote after the presentation.
Yeah, we could do it again. Yeah, I can do that. I can put it, I can cancel it, and we can take the poll back at the end. So I think, Maarten, you are going to explain a bit what can be done. Of course, it's AutoChat here, but we just want to give you the functionalities, the ideas, what it can do, so that you can take out maybe opportunities for you. Because I think if we go online, we experience bad chats every week, and we experience good chats every 2 weeks. Maybe I'm going to explain it like this. So I give the word to you, Maarten.
Yeah, thank you, Johan. Yeah, so indeed, trying to make it good for everybody, but that's a process where you need to have learn by what you're doing, measure what we are doing, and constantly optimize that. So today I wanted to explain what we do, and I'll just share my screen here. And I do that by showing how today people are using the website and the interaction with customers. I'm also going to show how we do that today, so that you get an impression of the possibilities that we can do right now already. And I want to give you an idea. We have a prototype that we have available in this presentation, where we show you how we believe that it could work in the future. So it's just a prototype where we are discussing it and testing it out, but I'm very curious if the poll would change after you have seen the prototype. So what does AutoChat do? We provide an AI-based digital assistant. It's actually based on the Google Assistant. So we use the Google technology for the natural language processing. We didn't build that ourselves. That would be an impossible job. So there are many big companies like IBM, Google, Amazon, where you could use that technology. We use it from Google and provide a chatbot that is 24/7, and that can help customers with all kinds of questions about the cars that you have in stock. You can actually book a test drive, book a showroom appointment, ask questions. Do you have a specific car available? And the chatbot will show you. Like you see in the screenshot here, do you have a Mercedes-Benz? And yes, we have it. And in the chat conversation, the appropriate cars are shown. But even making a workshop booking. So the system is connected to the workshop planning system. So you could even ask, can I make a workshop booking? Yes, you can, and it's done. So let me just show you some examples in the market that are not using AI. So on the next slides, I have a few examples where you see how small and bigger dealers are actually organizing themselves online right now. And I think that's a problem actually that we want to solve. So first example I have is a small dealer here around the area. So we are actually a Belgian company, AutoChat. So this is a Belgian dealer in the area. When you go to their website, as on many websites, you will see their stock. In this case, on the right bottom, they don't have a chat bubble. But we actually also work with converting many call to actions on the website to conversational widgets. So let's take this Volvo XC40 that they are offering. And there you can see the information of this car, the car detail page. And if you, as a customer, want to interact with the dealer, the only call to action that has been made available is mail us. So, okay, fine, well, let's do that. We'll mail. And what happens, it brings you to your mail client with a pre-filled email, and you can send your email. Everything is manual. The dealer will receive, of course, an email, needs to treat it manually. Yeah, that's the way. It's actually an example of today, so you can check it and see that it works. Then you would say, okay, yeah, that's a very small one. So perhaps let's look at a very big dealer. This is an example, Hayden Automotive, which is of course big in Europe and also now very big in Belgium. So we're now here on the Mercedes, the Hayden website of Mercedes. Let's take the Mercedes E that we have. What you can see, if I select this car, it brings you off of the website to a next tab on the top. So we're on the second screen. They also have the mail it button, but here we have one extra call to action, book a test drive. So as a consumer, I would now expect that I'm able to book a test drive, that I can make an actual booking. So let's show you what happens. You click on that and it brings you to a third tab, as you can see on the top of the screen. So now 3 pages are open and it brings me to a general book a test drive page where I actually cannot make a booking. I cannot pick a date. I can only fill in my personal details. And if you look here, test drive with car, A-class with Hayden Aalst. Yeah, it's alphabetical. So now I need to click here and select the model that I'm interested in and actually see, okay, but where's this car located? So I need to start scrolling here and find out, okay, where's the car? So which one should I select and send it? So if we talk about in the previous presentation, it's true, if you want to solve a problem, I think here we can solve a problem because this is the actual situation online. And as a consumer, we are not getting the best experience that we can. I'm not saying that we offer the best experience, but we do our best to improve this and improve it every day. But I'll show you what our vision is on that. First of all, what is the concept? If you look at the dotted line in the middle, let's say that's your dealer website. AutoChat is a plugin that you can put in the dealer website. And this plugin is actually getting information from different systems. So the system is connected, first of all, on the left top corner. We are connected to the inventory management system of the dealer. So that means that the digital assistant is aware of all the cars that are in stock with the brand, model, equipment, pricing, everything is available. So if people ask questions about the stock, they can be answered. Second of all, the workshop planning. So the system is connected to the workshop planning system. That means that if somebody is asking a question about that, the chatbot can give a reply, but even can make a workshop booking and send the workshop appointment directly into the workshop management system. Third of all, we have a connection to Google My Business. So that means that when opening times are adjusted or set in Google My Business, they can be synchronized with AutoChat so that the opening times are also available. When people ask questions, are you open next week or are you open next Sunday? Then the assistant can give a good reply. And the bottom you see Google, that's the technology used for the chat fulfillment. So we send the chats over there. For example, if somebody would write, I want to make a showroom appointment at this and this dealer next week, Monday. Okay, the chat is sent to Google and they will reply with the fulfillment to say, okay, it's a showroom appointment, it's at that dealership, it's for that brand, and it's for that date. So that means that all this information is available and we can just ask a few more questions to complete the booking. And then on the right side, you see actually the flow from left to right, information into the plugin on the website connected to Google. And when a sales lead is created, the sales lead is directly sent into the lead management system of the dealer or into the workshop management system of the dealer. So everything is fully integrated and works like that. To give you an example of something that we do today, this is Gonette. It's one of our customers who uses the AutoChat plugin on their website. So you see a chat button on the right bottom of the screen to ask a question or to make an appointment. So that can be done. It's fully 24/7 available with AI, no manual chatting involved. And but let's go through the same flow as we've done with the, for example, the Hayden website. We take this Mercedes CLA, and there you see a few call to actions. Make an appointment. Make me a trade-in proposal, or I want to do a test drive with this car. So I'll first show you make an appointment. So it brings you actually it stays on the page, but on top of the page, the chat conversation will be starting full screen, going into, we welcome you. To confirm the appointment, I have a few questions. Which day and time would suit you best? So the customer can actually choose a day and afterwards a time. We ask a few more contact details. That's it. The booking is made, and the customer receives a confirmation in his mailbox, and the lead is also sent to the CRM or lead management system of the dealer. The customer can actually also write here something else. If they could say, instead of selecting a date, they could actually write, is it possible next Wednesday at 10 o'clock? Then we will also understand that, okay, the date is set, time is set, and we continue with asking some personal details. So that's example one. The other one is this trade-in proposal. So somebody would click trade-in proposal. It goes into the flow. I want to trade in my current car. It's certainly possible to trade in your car. What's the brand of the car? So let's say that the customer is with an Audi. What model of Audi is it? And we ask a few questions and make it into a lead. So the good thing about it is that the customer actually has been fulfilled. When people ask a test drive, you make a test drive booking. And if they ask you a showroom appointment, you make the actual booking. If you ask, do you have certain car in stock? You get an instant reply about the stock availability. So hope it gives you with a few screenshots an idea of what the possibilities are. I also have a video of that. So the video shows you more how the flow really works for the customer. I'll start the video, but let me pause it also to make it a bit slower, because actually the video goes a bit fast. I'll make it a bit slower so that you can follow it more easily, and I'll give some explanation about that. Let's start the video. Somebody has written here, I'm looking for a black 1 Series. Okay, the black 1 Series, fantastic choice. You can ask me anything about this car. So they selected the car and have selected the button, make an appointment. We say, okay, that's possible. Which date and time would suit you best? They choose the date and time. Perfect. What is your name? They fill in the name. And what is your email address? Email address. And actually what the customer does, they get a summary of this appointment. And then they can confirm if this summary is correct. So that shows you more, okay, how does that work in practice? These are a few examples of the flows that we have. We have a lot more flows, and I could actually present here for an hour, and I would do that with pleasure. But if anybody would be interested, feel free to contact me, of course, and I'll show some more. So what I've just shown you, all those things are things that are possible today and are also live today and are already running, where AI is solving the problem of actually bad customer experiences that people have today, and we try to improve that. And I'm sure that if you look back at the solution in 2 years from now, it will be even better, and we will find additional ways to add value to the car dealer and add value to the customer of the car dealer. So I also have this prototype, as I told you, where we want to show you how we actually see the possibilities of AI on a dealer website in the future. So let's say we've got here a car website, stockdeals.com, where we have found a car that is of interest. It's a Volkswagen Polo. It's a brand new one of this year. We see the price. We've seen all the information. So there are a few call to actions here: a part exchange valuation, booking a test drive, but also the possibility to buy this car online. And what you actually see in the market, of course, there are many parties starting up or have started up who are offering online car buying, like carnext.com, Carvana, Kazoo, or kings.co.uk in England. And people are trying to find the right way. How can we let people experience something great and actually order the car online? You see that in my opinion, buying a car is not like buying some shoes or buying AirPods, where you know, okay, it's an AirPod, it's a small amount, I'll put it in my basket and I do a checkout, I pay for the product, and a few days later I have it, or even today it could be that you have it tomorrow. With the car, it's of course, it should be a different experience. So what we want to work on is instead of working with e-commerce, is that we work with C-commerce. C-commerce then it stands for conversational, so that we have a conversational commerce flow. So instead of getting into a shopping basket with the car and doing a checkout and asking if you want an extra warranty, etc., we actually go into a conversational flow. So let me walk you through that, how that could work in the future. So let's say I found this car and I want to buy it. And you go immediately into a conversational flow. I want to buy this car. Great that you have decided to buy this car. Good choice. How would you like to buy this car? We give a few suggestions by bank transfer, financing the car, or private leasing the car. And what happens in a conversation if you actually go to the showroom and you would say in the showroom, okay, fine, I like the car, I want to buy it. Then the salesperson in front of you will also ask the same questions. How would you like to buy it? Are you financing it? Are you just paying for the car? Do you have a trade-in? But it's very human that somebody could ask suddenly a totally different question and say, oh, but by the way, what is actually the fuel consumption of this car? And in a human conversation, that's very, very easy. You just look it up if you don't know it by heart, or you know it and explain it to the customer. And it might be that the customer asks another question and then continues to say, okay, fine, well, let me then buy the car. But that can also happen with AI. So let's say somebody doesn't follow this suggestion and writes here, what is the fuel consumption of this car? Let's say that's the question. So the AI understands the question and gives an immediate reply to say, this car consumes an average of 5.2 liters per 100 kilometer, according to the manufacturer. Do you have any further questions? We give a suggestion that they continue with the purchase. So if somebody would write, no further questions, we go back to the purchase flow. But here the customer asks, and when can the car be delivered? The car can already be delivered in 5 days from now. Do you have any further questions? And you can, of course, click on the suggestion, continue the purchase, or they can write it. Okay, thank you, then I would like to purchase this car. Perfect. How would you like to buy the car? It's the same question as we had before. So what you have seen is that we start with this question. We go from left to right, and we end back at the initial intent of this customer that he wants to buy this car. So we select bank transfer in this demo, and we then reply, excellent, if you have bought from us before, I can easily look up your data. Are you already a customer with us? So a customer that is already known at your dealership, that we can ask them, what's your name, what's your email, and we can also look it up in the DMS. So let's say, yes, I'm already a customer. I can find the contact data based on your phone number or email address. How would you like me to retrieve your data? Let's say by phone. Okay, what is your phone number? My phone number is this. And what happens is the customer who is on his phone will receive an SMS with a link. They can actually click on the link or fill in the number, but you click on the link, the number appears in your conversation. And that way we know for sure that this telephone number that is also in the DMS is of this customer because he has received this SMS. So that means in the next step we can say, welcome back, Maarten. I found the following coordinates. So it's the name, address, email, telephone number. Are these details still correct? Somebody could say no and give some other details. But let's say, okay, you can select suggestion or they write, yes, they are. Thank you. Great. Then we have all the information needed to move on. We will send you to the payment system in a moment. You pay into a protected vault via Notary Pay. There your payment is safely stored until you receive the car. And only when you have received the car and are 100% satisfied, you can release the payment to us. Are you okay with that? Yes. So you are brought to the payment provider. It's an online payment for the Volkswagen Polo. The receiver is Notary Pay Buyer Protection. They pay and we confirm we successfully received your payment. In a moment we will also confirm it. Thank you very much for doing business with us again. And should you have further questions, please do not hesitate to ask. So with this prototype, I just wanted to show you where we think that we should be working on. And the thing is that I believe also that many dealers should have the possibility for customers to buy a car online. But why should every dealer invest in an e-commerce platform and make a web shop of their website? It's costing a lot of money. You need to investigate what works, what doesn't work. And if you work with a button, and you have, for example, a tool like AutoChat, and you can just say, let's bring them to the car buying flow, and we do it fully conversational, then you can have a very easy way of making a web shop of your website without all those investments. All you need to have is a subscription on a tool like AutoChat. So that's what I wanted to show you today. What is possible with AI in the car business from a sales point of view, and what would be possible in the future.
Maarten, thanks a lot. I think this really opens the eyes of things that can be possible, because what you, as you said, from chat to conversational commerce, if this is done in a fluent way and people feel that they are answered, and I didn't really think about the fact, but I think this is very powerful. Indeed, if they ask specific questions, the answer can come much faster.
Yeah.
A salesperson cannot always have everything at hand. So it could really be supportive. In the meantime, before I'm asking a question, I'm going to open the poll again, which already 3 people have voted, I see here on my other screen. So please, you can vote again, and then we'll see how this evolves. So just before I had it noted here, it was 44-44. So it was the same to a large extent, or not really. So now it's 80-20. So you've been able to convince some people, and now other people start adding maybe other stuff. Just a question, Maarten, from Joop that came through Slido. If it only works on a site, or can it also be integrated in apps? I think afterwards, of course, you've shown the answer in an app, I think. So can it be supportive in chats in apps on phones?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now I've shown the example on the website. We actually have the plan to move it to multiple communication channels, so apps, but also WhatsApp, Google Chat, etc., so that you have it available on a lot of different platforms. We have started with a plugin that you can put on your website, but you need to start somewhere. We thought it's the most logical place to start with it. But definitely you can use it in apps. You can use it also in communication apps like WhatsApp.
What we've also, I think we've all been using chat. We've got good experiences, bad experience. If the experience isn't good, and it can be in any industry, what do you think has been the issue in this company or in the implementation? So what basically would be advice again if people start to say, let's have a look whether chat can help us, or automated can help us, automated chat can help us?
So what we see is that we visit many customers. We also visit the customer contact centers, and to actually sit behind people who are actually chatting manually also in other tools, just to learn from it and to see, okay, but which questions are you getting and what's happening to those questions? So, for example, we were at an OEM in the Netherlands, looking in their customer contact center, and people ask questions to say, for example, what is the standard equipment on this and this car? And what you see is that this manual agent sees the question, as a second screen, needs to look up the car quickly. Oh, that car, PDF, page 13, look at the options, copy, paste, and start writing their reply in the chat. It's taking minutes. And let's be honest, if you are a consumer and you have asked that question, you're staring at your screen, you see the dots for minutes waiting. 1 minute can feel like an hour. And I believe that that's not the way that you give an optimal experience to the consumer. And that AI actually can give an immediate answer to say, okay, this is the standard equipment. Okay, well, how much can I tow with that car? This is what you can tow with the car. What's the delivery time? That's the delivery time. So it's so quick, and it's 24/7. And for me, it's like, if you ask me, okay, why was Google so successful? It's very simple. You just have one banner, you ask your question, you get a reply immediately. And so the next time that you have a question, it's very logical. Let's go there again and ask my question, because I will get a reply. So I think that dealers who also want to survive need to be focused on optimizing the experience of the consumer. The consumer goes more and more online. So let's use tools that provide the consumer a good experience and instant reactions, instead of doing everything manually. And also doing it manually, yeah, in theory, you could do it 24/7, but it's unaffordable. And another example was actually that I was sitting behind somebody who was handling manual chats in another tool, and I actually sat there for I think it was 2 hours, and in the 2 hours they had 2 chats. So the person had a chat session. Yeah, it's just a waste of money also. So there are so many advantages of using these new technologies. You can also be critical and say, okay, can you then reply to every question that is being asked? No, we cannot. So we have a fallback to say, sorry, we cannot help you with that question. We're still learning. Can we let somebody contact you? So that's what we have today. What we are building is a connection to chat platforms like actually Say Simple is one of the chat platforms that we are going to connect with. That means that it's like a tool where people can chat manually on a lot of communication channels. Mm-hmm. And what we are going to build is that if we cannot reply to a question and we see that manual agents are available, we will actually offer the opportunity to escalate the conversation to a person. So we will say, okay, we cannot help you automatically with this question, but we have a person available. Would you like to speak to a person? Yes, please. And then it's escalated. The person takes over the conversation. But then the starting point is AI. And the AI can see, okay, can we help with this customer? Can we discover the intent and actually fulfill that? If not, let the human take it over. If so, yeah, let's just deal with it. And then it's 24/7 and very quick, with a very good experience for the consumer.
Okay, Maarten, thanks. I see on the poll results that yes, to a large extent, has moved from 44 to 69. So,
that makes me happy.
And I see you haven't voted yet. Otherwise, it would be above 70. So thanks, Maarten. And thanks for your contribution here today. And then we move over to our next expert speaker before we have a break.